The perfect ban list. The community has banded together to create the perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, encompassing everything we love in Yu-Gi-Oh! Powerful cards, interactivity, and perfect balance. But of course, we won't get it perfect on the first try, and that's where you come in. Initially, the ban list is created by Twitch chat. After every episode, it's up to the top 3 most liked YouTube comments with one big change to help improve the ban list. This could be anything from unlimiting, limiting, forbidding cards, or even banning entire deck types. Now, let's embark onto the perfect ban list. Now, on our goal to achieve the perfect community-made ban list. This is what we are dealing with. A turn 1 instant contact into a Glow Neos, which is negated, and then end our turn. Ain't no way. All right, this is perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the perfect round 1 I would expect. Ash, negate, called by negate. So this is not about just banning up everything that is good. We want to make the perfect ban list for perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, banish from the graveyard, let's go. The YouTube comments, by the way, are gonna be choosing what cards we add to the ban list. I think for the first ban list edition we're gonna do, the top 3 YouTube comments, the highest upvoted ones, are gonna be the ban list changes we make as we continue to work towards the best ban list ever. And not only can you add cards to the ban list, you can also take cards off the ban list, because we're trying to make the perfect ban list. All right, we are banishing with the Gorgon to discard to search for the Unleashed. We want a perfect, diverse meta. And I guess just like that, Cash Tira, Dark Magician that is. All right, we have Fenrir searching for Fenrir, the perfect bait for Ash and Imperm. Do not take that bait. Magician Souls is going to be added to the hand with the effect of the Illusion of Chaos, sending Dark Magician to the graveyard to special summon our Magician Souls. And we're going to stack our deck. On top of the deck, we put a Rod on top of the deck so we could Servant, banish, add the Rod, and through all of that, now we are going to Imperm negate the Rod from searching for a Dark Magician card. I do not think so. Now, do y'all think that Bestials should be banned? I don't know. You tell me. It's going to be up to you. Discard evenly, draw 1. We may even extend the ban list to the top 5 YouTube comments if we want to add even more adjustments. Be more rapid. Imperm on Fenrir. Now it's good to Imperm the Fenrir because if we activate a monster effect, it will banish a face-up card we control. Foxy Tune, discard a card to come forth and summon the Punk Sea Almond. Now, Seaman. What we could do is you could ban an entire deck type, not just a specific card. So if you think the deck type's too good for a perfect format, which, I mean, really, Punk being too good for perfect, I don't think so. I think in a perfect ban list format, Punk would be a viable deck. We got Dragon Drive on summon searching for our Psychic level 3 tuner, which could be a Ghost Ogre. That's for poppage. We got the Punk Seaman, which is going to boost up our Jam Drive, but we're going to use the Ball Drake, the Tribute Monster, to banish the extra deck monster. Off the field you go. All right, interesting. Seaman's back in the field. Wagon with the additional summon, we do have that. We also are drawing a card every time we're activating a Punk card, up to 2 cards. We're gonna fuse with just our hand into the Rising Carp. Rising Carp can tribute itself to special summon 2 Punk from the deck. Normally you just see Punk going first. Did you just summon 1? What? Wait, Alucard? What is going on? I don't recognize these plays whatsoever. You only had 1 monster to summon from the deck. That's wild. Now, would Zeus exist in a perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list? I don't think Zeus is that broken. If you want to do basic, classic boomer Yu-Gi-Oh!, yeah, banning Zeus is a good idea. But for perfect modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think the Zeus stays. Start of the battle phase. This is a really good idea. It's really nuanced here. You do want your toggle on. With the toggle on, by the way, if you didn't have toggle on, the Zeus would be gone. Because it's not prompting you to use Zeus at the end of the main phase nor the start of the battle phase, but on the declaration of the attack of Fenrir, it's gonna activate right away, and then you will get banished. So LMT, knowing how to play with that toggle. Keep it on, keep it on. Got Magician Souls, we're in main phase 2 now. Sending souls to summon a Dark Magician. Where are we going with this Dark Magician? We're gonna link off into Dark. dark steal a monster from the opponent's graveyard. A dark one, that is. Come to me, down nerd magician. Hold up. Ray, really? That's it? 4 material Zeus now detaching its final 2 materials. Back down to 0, 3k to the face. TCG's got up to 3 Zeuses in their decks. Now we are whipping out the Magna Hut, searching for a Bestial during the end phase. That Call by the Grave, ready to banish and negate anything from the grave. There is a Rod in the graveyard, perfect for the Called by the Grave, but we have Effect Veiler instead to negate. Okay. Call by the Grave is going to be for Druid Swarm. Now, I will ask this question to you. How do you ensure Druid Swarm does not get banished and negated by Call by the Grave? 3, 2, 1. You damage step it. You swing in, damage step. It will send the Zeus. They can't Call by the Grave. But we make an Anaconda instead. Anaconda is going to lock us out of being able to even summon the Druid Swarm. Super Poly! We don't even need it. Damn. Holding on to the Bestial. And we got the Super Poly Starving Venom play. That's what I'm thinking about. The first duel we locked up a bunch, and then the 10 zone lock's coming. Very nice. Dark Magician with the win. Let's hop into another one. Not to sway your decision making in the comments because I trust you to help make the most perfect modern Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, but I do think that the best way to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh is if we reduce the amount of solitaire that happens on someone's turn. That means banning any decks that take a long time to make their turn 1 play. So even though Spiral's not top tier, I don't think Spiral's healthy for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why Twitch has decided to ban Spiral. So that's just one example. So do keep that in mind. If anyone takes too long to cook, we should probably ban them. We want perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Interaction, back and forth. We also don't, even if they quickly make a pretty much a first turn kill with 20 negates, probably want to ban that too. Is Apollo USA inherently a healthy card in modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Any deck that uses Apollo USA, it's just a ton of negates on one card. It does have some counterplay though, impermanence, and you can reduce it enough to attack over it. Imperm negate. Yes, she is waifu, but the majority of people said no, so that's a good contender for voting for just get her banned. Maybe we should ban her up. Because all I see, when I see a bunch of monsters being swarmed, I'm thinking Fat Apollo. We got Cash Tira. Now, DK'd, really Cash Tira in a perfect modern Yu-Gi-Oh ban list? Well, with the Rise Heart ban, maybe Cash Tira is perfectly fine, right? This is attempting to summon from the deck a Fenrir, which will be banishing face-up cards from the opponent after a monster activation. Droplet, negate. I do not think so, mate. Very nice, very nice. Evenly, I think it's a healthy card. Now, the big question is Access Code Talker a healthy card? We have not seen use from it yet, but I'm sure we will be seeing it. So far, a ton of diversity, which is what I love to see. Punk, Dark Magician, Arm Dragon, Scareclaw, the Arm Dragon Cash Tira, that is. Negate the Field Spell Search, which is, that's a bait. You should negate the field spell, not the search for the field spell. Now, with 3 monsters on the field in defense, the field spell can pop a card in the field. Stealing the Shangri to make the Tri-Heart. Tri-Heart is here, putting everything in a defense special summon, a monster from the graveyard, search our deck for another monster, the Astra. Now we could have used the field spell to pop, but we're not doing so. What? What is, I don't know about this. What are we doing here? Okay, we get to the Astra and Balone. Wow. This is not a hard once per turn search. Today I learned. If we wanted Balone and Astra, we just had to summon this twice. Let's go. That was crazy. Now we popping. Now we triple attacking. I think healthy modern Yu-Gi-Oh has strong turn 2 decks. Scareclaw is a healthy part of modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I believe so. Yes, that was beautiful. Very well done. Blackwings. I think Blackwings was banned, or was it not? Did we not ban Blackwings? Blackwings actually made it. And I would hope that you all will ban Blackwings, actually. So, it's not up to me. I do think Blackwings is too toxic. It takes too long to set up their turn 1. So if anything, out of all the decks that are available, this is the one that is hopefully highly upvoted, unless you all like it. Maybe you like it. Let's go. Gem Knight, first turn killing? No way. Ain't no way. They're easily disrupted, though. I don't think easily being disrupted is a good case to keep you in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Because if you don't get disrupted and you have a 10-minute turn, that's totally not cool. Now, the dog is trying to break into the room right now, I think successfully so. Now, Labyrinth being good for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I think so if they're not searching for Eradicator and Dimensional Barrier, which they do not have access to. So get rid of the cards that break the deck. Drew a Swarm successfully banishing the Lovely, not chaining the big welcome to reborn the Lovely from the graveyard to then return it back to the hand, which doesn't result into any play. They generally only play one Lovely, so that is a huge deal. Oh boy. Super Poly up the field. He folded to a Super Poly and a turn 1 disruption, so you know what, again, maybe Blackwing's fine. Probably not going to be voted up until it wins a tournament. We'll see. Still got the Kaiju, I see. Still, we got the Spirit of the Glue. Now, Eldritch can't be healthy for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, what if all the floodgates are banned? Which they are, pretty much, all the relevant ones. So maybe Eldritch is allowed to exist. It had a quick turn. It's got, so there's nothing wrong with back row. Back row's not inherently toxic here. But what could be toxic is Zombie World plus the Doom King. Maybe you're not okay with that in your modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Nether Soul Dragon is here. Now, Nether Soul Dragon has an interesting effect. Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with this card, and then it summons a token if you attack into a monster. We are searching this up. The way to play healthy Eldritch. We are going to be reducing and negating up the Nether Soul. That is fine. Eldritch, sending our Eldlin to come forth and summon 3,500 attack, indestructible by card effect. Now, we also have another Eldritch in the graveyard right there. That's fine. Nothing to stop this. We do have a red reboot in the main deck to help stop it. Is red reboot healthy for Yu-Gi-Oh? TCG has it completely banned, I think just because of the side deck. Without a side deck, red reboot I think is fine to be playing if you want to take the risk of main decking it. But the chat is saying no, and if you vote to put that up, then sure. Kaiju, the Nether Soul Dragon. I thought we banned Numeron, Stepbro. Did we not? I forgot to ban Numeron. I think chat forgot to ban Numeron. Numeron's actually legal. Holy moly. I thought you all banned Numeron. You did not ban Numeron. What are you doing? Is Numeron healthy for modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Let's go. Maybe it is. It is healthy? Okay. All right. Step, bro. Quadra Numeron onto the field. Let's get to, do we have enough life points to swing in? 2,000 attack. Every time we attack, we get boosted. Boost. Attack again. Boost. 8,000 attack. Imperm to reduce its attack. That does not work. Holy moly. We thought that it would reduce. We took that chance. Making the untargetable Avramax. And if it battles into a special summon monster, it gains attack. It was a good effort. I mean, you would try if you, it could have worked, maybe. Avra. If we attack an Avra, it's not going to be no good. You can't do it. You can't do it. Don't do it. But we have Baled Rock instead. Now, Baled Rock, I believe, has non-target banishment. Banish a monster from the field or graveyard, so that will actually get rid of the Avramax. A zombie has to activate. Now, you could chain link block the zombie by just activating anything, but we have nothing to activate. Can this activate in the damage step? I don't think, not during the damage step. So the Savior activates in the damage step. We have Banshee activating the graveyard to chain. Uh-oh, this is the end. Chain Banish. Non-target banish the Avramax. Opening up the field for lethal. And I would think maybe you all should let Numeron stay, right? We're working towards perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! We want powerful turn 2 decks. Scareclaw, Numeron. And Makonko and TCG is a powerful turn 2 deck. So even Konami is aware that there needs to be powerful go second decks. Going first is too good. You all are working towards making the perfect ban list. Twitch chat makes the initial ban list. And then on YouTube, you will be adding to the ban list until we have perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! And you could make changes. You could remove stuff from the ban list. You could add to the ban list. The top upvoted comments will be changing the ban list until we reach peak perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, there's a chance that Twitch chat on the first try just made perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we have perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! To watch. Probably not, because we have more than one Blackwing player. That's not really diverse now, is it? Unicorn searching for our birth, and we could reborn our unicorn off of that birth we searched for. We birthing. Birth back onto the field for more plays. Also reborning. I mean, look at this combo. This is the Unicorn Diviner combo. I like it. Sending the Trias. Trias will tribute the Diviner. Diviner will then summon a monster from the deck, which will be our level 1 tuner to make a Baron de Floor. Is Baron de Floor too generic for healthy modern Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. That's an interesting one. Something that maybe should not exist. We have Book of Moon to stop the search with a double black whirlwind. If you get flipped, no search whatsoever. But does Rhea know? We have Unicorn looking at the extra deck to banish. Of course Rhea knows. Who does not know that Book of Moon counters Blackwings? Flip that fool down. And from the extra deck, banishing a Nothung. Is that correct to banish? I think Nothung is actually a pretty good banish here. Triple search. Search this up. Sudri in double monster search. We got Vata, which will special summon to make a Blackwing Dragon. We have Chinook to negate a monster on the field. We still have Baron de Floor, which is now going to not be negated because it's untargetable thanks to the elf. Called by the grave, banishing Diviner. And we're going to Baron de Floor negate the banishment of the Diviner. Now, Diviner could send an Entis. Entis could pop a card in the field. What do we pop in? I mean, maybe we should have waited for the Vata. I guess we couldn't really wait. We had to summon it now. Wiping out Sudri. Wait a second. How do we summon Vata if we don't control another Blackwing monster? This was actually correct. You tricked your opponent into outplaying your field. Oh no. End of the turn. No way. Usually Vata's the choke point, so you do want to wait for Vata, but if you're going to force me to Diviner early to wipe out your Blackwing, then you can't even summon it. Blackwing's double losing. Maybe we keep the Blackwings around, or maybe Elf and Baron de Floor are too broken. Fenrir, also a really broken generic card. That's 3 generic cards that maybe should not exist in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Gene Raider with the Cross Duel icon, exclusive to Cross Duel players only. How do I claim my Cross Duel icon? Leviathan, non-target suckage, very powerful. It's going to suck 2 cards on the field or graveyard non-target. Gene Raider in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Against Dark Magician. I'm all for it. Har's going to be able to negate anything. Token it up. This is the only place for Gene Raider to exist. Multiple Gene Raider players today. Maybe Gene Raider is top tier in this meta. We are grabbing our Soul Servant. We do have DPE in this. Now, because you added a card to your hand, we're going to use Har to make you send a monster to the graveyard. Goodbye to the Dark Magician. Rod into our Fusion Summoner. Soul Servant, stack the deck with the Magician's Soul that we could draw with the Soul Servant now. And with the Magician's Soul, we could draw up to 2 cards or summon a Dark Magician on the field. What's it going to be? It's going to be summon Dark Magician onto the field. We're going to chain the Leviathan to non-target suck up 2 cards on the field or in the grave. Non-target suckage. Do we suck up both Dark Magicians? 1, 2. Okay. Isn't there another one in the graveyard? Or, yes. Dark Magician, but no Dark Magical Circle to banish. Oh, the Trias is nuts. It's quick effect tribute 2 cards to then destroy 1 card your opponent controls non-targeting. That is actually nuts. And the Diviner could send it to the graveyard. It's summonable from the grave. Gene Raider, top tier in perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! All right. Draco Slayer versus a full power Kashtira without the Arise Heart, that is. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know what the Draco Slayer do, but they do search for nasty field spells like Necro Valley or the Spellcaster Village. Maybe you all need to extend the Floodgate list and not allow those field spells to be searched for, which we didn't even do. We got the Sky Iris instead, so maybe we're being healthy. Healthy dueling. We have the Ignister Prominence, which we'll be summoning from the deck, is going to get negated by the Impermanence. Was that a valid choke point, being able to summon any monster from the deck? Probably. Now, the thing is, the Prominence is not hard once per turn. If you could summon it again, you could then activate again. Gamma negate the Beyond the Pendulum. Damn, we have the outs. Imperm, Psyframe Gear, Gamma. But we're not done cooking. We got the Sky Iris and the Draco Slayer. Draco Slayer popping our other Pendulum Scale to get searching. The Iris is going to be popping to get searching for an Odd Eyes Revolution. Odd Eyes Revolution is here, is going to resummon the Ignister Prominence to activate again, and you can't get Impermanence. So did we get greedy, not imperming the Beyond the Pendulum so we could get that Gamma out? We'll find out. I cannot believe Draco Slayer is cooking through this massive double disruption. We somehow have an Electromite on the field. What the heck is going on? Setting up the Astrograph, popping the Iris to grab back the Astrograph, triggering the summon onto the field, adding a monster from the deck of a monster that was destroyed, which was the Revolution. And we are now going to link this up into what many believe should not exist in a perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. Apollo USA. Triple monster negate. Revolution can summon it again? I mean, I know you're not hard once per turn, but the Revolution is not hard once per turn? That is ridiculous. Let's go. And you know, the Apollo did get outed. The Birth and the Psy Beast is a really good combo. Banish Fenrir from the deck, become level 7, and then birth it back onto the field. This is actually nuts. Come to me, Rise Hearts. Rise Heart special summon because we have a Kashtira banishing from our deck to then banish 3 off the opponent's deck. We are now making Shang-Ri. We're not making some big Zeus play. The Fenrir on attack will be banishing a face-up card in the field because a card was banished face down. We get to lock up a zone, and the Mad Lad locked up a Pendulum Scale. No freaking way. Back in my day, the Pendulum Scales were not on the field. You cannot set up the scales now. An absolute oversight from Konami. I could not believe Kashtira could lock up Pendulum Scales. That is disgusting. Fenrir is here. I do think that Fenrir is going to be one of the first bans we have in this format. Everyone having Fenrir just does not feel right to me. Punk is punking it up into the Rising Carp. Rising Carp can attribute itself to summon up to 2 Punk from the deck. The Wagon will grab the Field Spell. Field Spell can special summon a Punk from the hand. It can also draw up to 2 cards per turn. Every time we activate a Punk, we draw 1. Deer Note Reborning the level 3 Shirakusai from the graveyard. Banishing a Punk to special summon the Mad Dam. Mad Dam could not pay to search for the trap, which then would have drawn a card. We're going to birth our Fenrir back in the field after making a Baron to floor. Rise Heart banishing off the top of the deck, making a Shang-Ri. Holy moly. I don't know what you're all going to do, but I don't think this should be allowed in our Yu-Gi-Oh! The Shared Kusai could synchro into an amazing dragon, which is going to be able to spin up to probably 3 to 4 cards in the field back to the hand. We could pop any card in the field. We're going to summon a Fenrir from the deck. We're also going to negate anything. This is not okay. I think Baron's got to go, and Fenrir. Fenrir from the deck. Fossil, dig it up. Digging into... why is Alien Kid in your dinosaur deck? I don't understand that. We're going to be unaffected from activated card effects. So if you were to negate, we would have been fine. If anything could break this field, it would be dinosaur. And you do want to save your Ash or your negate for the miscellaneous banish. That would be summoning the mini dino that searches for the pill. Do not let them get the pill. Shade into Exciton Knight. Exciton Knight is not a dragon, or I should say a dinosaur, so it's not protected by the miscellaneous. Attempting to wipe up the entire field. Wait, you actually don't have an out because you Baron defloored miscellaneous. You are actually losing your entire field besides Shang-Ri. No freaking way. Wow. I can't believe it. Wipe it. everything but Shangri. That was insane. Now, the Shangri is going to continually be pumping out the Fenriers and Unicorns. Unicorn into the Birth, Birth Reborn, the Fenrir, able to very easily pick themselves back up. Maybe this would have been a lot more balanced if Fenrir did not exist. We will banish Fenrir from the graveyard to negate the one on the field from searching for another Kashtira. A great effort, valiant effort from Dinosaur to break this field. We are going into the top 4 right after this. Now, after you activate a spell, we get to banish 3 cards from your graveyard face down, triggering our Shangri to start locking up the field. Are we gonna Mind Hack main phase 2? I think Mind Hacker has to be banned, right? Are you hacking, Sunshine? Yes, we are hacking in MP2. Hack it up, hack it up. Now, if this is really that broken, is this gonna win the whole tournament? I don't know, you tell me. This is gonna be locking up 2 monster zones right here, and then we only have 1 monster zone available. How can you make plays under 1 monster zone? If you negate the Shangri after it locks up your zones, they don't get free. That's it, they are locked up for good. Dinosaur able to Exciton Knight the field. That was insane. Shangri is even more insane. It is time for the top 4. In the top 4, FUGB versus Lemon. Now, whatever tops does not get auto-banned, you have to decide if something with their deck is broken. You could ban their entire deck, or maybe they are just playing healthy Yu-Gi-Oh decks. That should be in the top 4. Oh, Blackwings. Well, I think, please, YouTube, you have to ban the Blackwings. This was a massive oversight. I don't think they should have even been in this tournament. Whoa, hold up. He's done. It's actually fine. Is Punk actually broken, though? I don't think so. Deer Note, reveal another Punk, summon itself onto the field. Normal summon Ghost Ogre for our Shokan into Jam Dragon Drive. Searching for a level 3 tuner, we're going to use our Deer Note to reborn the Wagon. Now, Wagon already, we have the field spell. We could still search for a field spell to trigger its effect to draw 1. We have no more normal summon, but we're going to use the field spell to banish from the graveyard to summon our Shirakusai. Let's fusion summon with the Wagon, making the Rising Carp. Rising Carp's going to be able to summon a monster from the deck, not 1, but 2. We have the Punk Seaman searching for a monster. We have Madame searching for a trap. Draw 1 after that life point we paid to be able to search. Look at that, draw 2. Boxy Toon is going to be tributing a monster on the field, a special summon onto the field. Rarely ever see that. Psychic End Punisher. Boost up the Foxy Toon. Minus 1,000 life to send the monster on the field. Boom. Boost up by the difference, 69? That's it, okay. Interesting. Now, did we miscount lethal? Ending on a Psychic End Punisher seems sus. While your life points are less than your opponent, you're going to be able to be unaffected by opponent's card effects. We are going to negate a monster here. Vata, negate. Again, 2 turns in a row, the Blackwing deck has been disrupted. Rise Hearts banishing an Ogre from the deck. Top 3 off of the deck. Boost! 10,000 attack. Let's go. Unaffected Psychic and Punisher was enough. Did we miscount life? That was interesting that we didn't. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it worked. We had a negate plus unaffected. Healthy Yu-Gi-Oh! You tell me. Punk, Punk, Punk. Blackwings in the top 4. Are we banning Punk? How did this happen? How did Punk become the best rogue deck in perfect Yu-Gi-Oh? We gotta nerf the Punk. How do we nerf Punk in a healthy way? I mean, we just have to be, probably just ban the entire Punk archetype. It's too techable, right? I'm shocked. I did not expect this, but it will, again, be up to you. You can announce an entire deck type to ban or specific card. So top upvoted comments, we're gonna do the top 5 comments. We'll be adjusting the ban list until we make perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! But maybe Punk mirror matches is perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably not. We maybe want to at least ban Chaos Ruler. Giving reasoning for why you think something should be banned will also be good. Deer Note Reborn from the graveyard. Maybe we only have to ban a card from Punk to make it good. Ban Deer Note? I mean, that'd be too weird, right? Just ban the whole deck type. Zombie, Vampire. Top 4 cards from both players' deck. We're going to Ash negate that, so you do not summon off the top of the deck, but we're going to Triple Tactics Talent, chain our Nibiru, tributing the field before you can look at our hand and put it back into the deck. I do not think so. All right. Chaos Ruler, banishing a Light and Dark to reborn itself from the graveyard. We're going to use the token to make Masquerena. We are now World Legacy Secession, special summoning a monster to where our link arrow points to, grabbing the Birth. Birth is going to be able to reborn the unicorn back in the field. Lib, I mean, what the heck did this deck just turn into? Mech Knight? It's not just a Punk mirror match. It's Kashtira, Mech Knight, Punk. Maybe Punk is fine. Unicorn is here on summon. Discard a card if we had to, but the Lib makes it so when sent to the graveyard, we could spin a card in the field back to the deck instead. Is Hayes playing a pure Punk deck? We'll find out. Ash, negate. G in the chapter, make sure to correctly list this deck as Mech Knight Punk. Mech Knight Kashtira Punk, that is. We are going to Dangerous Gabu, negate. Now, what's good about the Gabu is you do not need a Punk to get the good effect of being able to just negate. Tributing for the Foxy Tune, 2300 attack, but I mean, we're pretty much out of juice. Gaining life points equal to the destroyed monster's attack. Are you ready? Birthing our unicorn back onto the field. No other good spells to search for. We're going to Deer Note special summon. We're going to flip up our World Legacy Mech Knight card. What? I thought that was just reborn a Mech Knight. Target a level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard, special summon it? What if there's no Mech Knight in the deck? Really? That is something. Maybe it actually isn't. I mean, there's a lot of World Legacy cards here, though. What is going on? Unicorn on attack, banishing the Draco Berserker from the extra deck. A very interesting build we have here. We have so much life points thanks to the Foxy Tune destroying a monster by battle. We are going to not be making an Apollo USA, but a Nightmare Griffin instead. If a special summon monster is not linked, it gets negated. And that is the scoop. We are going into the grand finale. Ban called by, ban crossout, yeah, okay. Lots of Kashtira in this matchup. Mech Knight, truly is Mech Knight. Then rear to face off against the Unicorn, triggering the Unicorn to look at a card from the extra deck, but if you do that, that then triggers the Fenrir to banish you, so you actually don't want to use its effect. We're going to be searching for our Punk Seaman to then normal summon a Sharakusai to fusion summon using the hand to make a Rising Carp. Rising Carp can, plunt with the scoop. Yeah, it's okay to scoop into the Rogue Tournament, I'd say. Now, let's hop into the next duel. You want to see him get blown up, right? Yeah, no scoop allowed in the grand finale. We'll be adding that. Now, we're going to Punk Seaman it up into the Foxy Tune, discard itself plus another card. Now, if the Ash negates it, you don't actually lose the other card you're discarding. A lot of people think that Called by the Grave should not exist in Perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami went out of their way to create the card to try to solve a problem, but maybe they created an even bigger problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sharakusai is now here off of the resolution of the Foxy Tune discarding. We're going to be making the Rising Carp, which will tribute itself to summon up to 2 monsters from the deck. We're going to be searching for a trap. The Gabu is going to be able to monster negate. We have Chaos Ruler, top 5 cards of the deck. Now, I know a lot of TCG players think that Chaos Ruler was a big mistake. Deer Note reborning the Rising Carp from the graveyard after being sent to the graveyard. A ton of Mech Knights being revealed, adding the Nightfall to our hand. If we summoned the Zombie Vampire into the extra monster zone plus set a back row, we could have special summoned the Nightfall if we wanted to. We're going to steal a Unicorn off the opponent's deck. We're going to use Kashtira Birth, but first we're going to banish for Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler is here as we link this up into IP Masquerena Alternative Art in the column for the Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall going to banish itself, searching for the Red Moon. The Red Moon has the effect to pop monsters in its column. We are making Shang-Ri with our IP Masquerena, triple tactics talent. Look at the hand, returning the emergency teleport back, and let's do it. Is Shang-Ri even going to be played if Fenrir were to get banned? I think we are showcasing some potential problems that we could easily fix. Wagon grabbing the field spell, Fenrir banishing the Wagon. Wagon's going to draw a card for you targeting it, and we're going to cross out Designate, negate the Fenrir. Now, you also could suggest on limits. If you want to put cross out Designate at 3, maybe that's something you'd want. Now, the Birth is going to be triggered to banish 3 cards from the opponent's graveyard face down, triggering the Shang-Ri to lock up a zone on the field. Foxy tuning our Seaman into the field spell. We're now going to Masquerena, link this up. What are we summoning? It is going to be a Unicorn. Unicorn on summon, discarded card, spin back the field spell or monster. I mean, the field's up. We're getting rid of the monster. Get rid of the monster. Very good. Goodbye to the, I guess the Seaman didn't even activate yet. Now, we have preparation, special summoning a banished Kashtira onto the field. If we activate a monster effect, it will be triggered to get banishing. Well, it's not big enough to survive the attack of the Purple Knight. We are going to Dangerous Gabu, negate the Wagon. If targeted for an attack or card effect, it will activate to draw a card. Triggering the Fenrir to banish the preparations off the field, also locking up another monster zone. Let's get to it. This is a very interesting deck. I really like this. Mech Knight Kashtira. And Fenrir searching up for a Rise Heart special summon. This is going to be a Mind Hacker play. That's what I'm thinking. He is scooping it up. Now for future grand finales, we will disallow being able to scoop. Are you ready for who's going to get first place? We got a cash-heavy hand. Unicorn searching for the Birth, which allows us to normal summon the Fenrir without tributing. Did not Ash negate the Unicorn because they could have had multiple copies of the Birth. We're actually going to discard a special summon, the Seaman searching for the Fusion Activator. Sharakusai taking up our normal summon, making the Rising Carp. This is going to be a huge Ash, but then a huge Finger is going to negate. Damn, I mean, this was like proper counterplay. I should be rewarded for holding on to the Ash. I held on to it for multiple searches. You finally went in on a card effect that's summoning 2 monsters from the deck. I should have been able to punish you. You're also looking at my extra deck banishing a face-down Rising Carp. This is devastating. Now at the Jam Extreme field spell, every time we activate a Punk in the field, up to 2 times, we will be drawing a card. It will be turning into a Pot of Greed here. As we pay to search and Deer Note Reborn, we could use the field spell to also special summon whatever we search. We are wagoning. This could be a Baron to Floor. Oh boy, this is actually nuts. We just drew into a Rise Heart, so we're gonna make a Shang-Ri instead. Banishing the graveyard, special summon the Mad Dam, searching for the Trap, which is gonna be able to pop a card, right? Is that pop or negate? That is, yeah, that is pop a card, Baron to Floor, Reborn, and Shang-Ri. I mean, this is so broken. Baron to Floor, Fenrir into the Shang-Ri. We have both traps to negate and pop. Wait, we're hacking. We're not Shang-Riing. We're gonna hack the extra deck. Banishing, wait, Lemon, the YouTube comments are supposed to ban cards, not your Mind Hacker. Banning Chaos Ruler from the duel. No way. Unicorn is here, activating the search. We're gonna use the Dangerous Gabu to negate. No Birth search for you. I can't believe you summoned the Hacker over the Shang-Ri. That was insane. We're gonna pop the Mad Dam right away, but we're not done. World Legacy Memory is attempting to special summon a Mech Knight from the deck, and I think that's our final disruption. That's it. All right, let's go. We're not done. Unicorn, you're fully negated for the rest of this turn, unfortunately. Wow, Wagon is, if any of your monsters are targeted for an attack or card effect, you get to draw a card. Wagon with that +1 out of nowhere. And YouTube, it's up to you. You gotta fix this. We gotta... Fenrir, Mind Hacker. We gotta do some big changes. Checking out the winning deck list, Kashtira Punk. What is broken here in modern Yu-Gi-Oh? We want healthy Yu-Gi-Oh. We want diverse interactive. You're not playing with yourself for too long. I think that Fenrir does reduce the diversity of the game a bit. If it were a hand trap instead like Ashe, I'm okay with everyone playing a card like Ashe. I think that is healthy in a way, similar to how it was in Duel Links. Everyone playing Book of Moon, so you know how to play around that Book of Moon and you get rewarded for it. And also proper use of your own Ashe. That is a skill that you work on and build. It does add to the skill ceiling and interactivity of the game. I do like that very much. Of course, the Ghost Ogre is fine. Fenrir, I'm not liking this. Zeus really had a low impact on today's tournament. So for this to be up for banning and restricting, I would disagree with that. I don't think that'd be a good idea, but you all will be voting for and suggesting what you think should be restricted. And what else is here? Everything else seems perfectly fine. I mean, is Punk really that good? There were so many punks in the top cut that maybe we should be hitting the Chaos Ruler. Is that what's also making Punk too good? Just ban Chaos Ruler like TCG. Get rid of it. And I think a lot of people did not like Called by the Grave being an activatable card here. That did help out the winning player a lot, where the well-placed Ashe hitting the Rising Carp, that could pretty much be a death sentence for Punk. And there you go. That is it. Leave your suggestion, your comments on how to balance this so we could work towards the perfect ban list. Thank you very much. Let's go.